Hello everybody and welcome into Big Boy Arena for another night of Motor City Rockers hockey. I'm the voice of Rockers hockey, Brady Beaton, and tonight we'll have one of only two matchups between the Motor City Rockers and the visiting Columbus River Dragons. Before we talk about the Dragons, let's talk about last weekend. Unfortunately, a rough trip to Binghamton for Motor City, a 5-2 and 7-3 loss respectively. In that second game, though, Motor City had a 2-0 lead. They played well for a bit, just couldn't consistently give that effort over 60 minutes either night. That continues a losing streak, now up to 6 games. Rockers hoping to snap that skid back at home against these River Dragons. Now, Columbus in a very crowded Continental Division. They are jockeying for playoff position, much like the Motor City Rockers. They could rise, they could fall. All I know is they need some points here at Fraser this weekend. They've won 3 out of their last 4, but the long trip up north could make a big difference. Not a lot on the transaction wire for the Motor City Rockers. Will Campbell was released, and a college signing, Mac Diver, will join the Rockers on the blue line. But that's about it. Rico Gonzalez did come in for a day and then got another call, this time from Pensacola of the SPHL. So he is back up in the SP, just with a different team. That's about it. We'll have a conversation with Coach Jamison Milam in a moment. We'll take a break, come back with that interview. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey here on the Rockers Media Network.
Picked up in front, shut doors! Number one, now shut doors! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Welcome back to the Motor City Rockers pregame show. I'm Brady Beaton, joined as always by head coach Jamison Milam. Coach, we'll start with the trip out to Binghamton. Took 2 losses, but again, I thought it was another example of you can look in pockets and see the team playing well. That you can see that for stretches you play well. The key word is consistency, and you can't be inconsistent against a team like Binghamton, and it cost you in the end. What did you take away from the road trip?
Well, after a string of losses, you start to question, what are we doing that's not right in practice, or what's the thing that's going on in the games that make us reach those lows. But we got to take what we can from these losses. We're learning that when we do play right, we can play with anybody, and it's just how do we sustain that? And the first game down there wasn't as good as an effort, I think, as the second game, and the second game was a bigger loss.
Right.
So it's tough to say, really. We had a 2-0 lead on Saturday night, and in the locker room we're talking about keep doing what we're doing, and things happen in games. When it became 2-2, tried to stop and remind them, hey boys, look around. There's a lot of fans here. It's jumping in here. Enjoy it. Let's try. This is a hockey game. It should be fun. Whatever happens, play hard, and at the end of the night, we'll take something out of this. So, it doesn't matter really the outcome, because we're starting to feel like what we're doing during the week is really helping us, and guys are starting to buy in a little bit to playing more simple and limiting chances we give. But it does happen. So with the full roster that we have finally for the first time, we can hold people accountable. So guys aren't doing it the right way. We have the capability to rest some guys and have a look. So moving forward, we're just going to try and take little steps and not take any steps back.
hope to take a step forward this weekend. 2 games against the Columbus River Dragons. First of all, they're a pretty solid team ever since they've come into the league. They've been usually a top half team, if not a cup contender. But you haven't played them this year. Last year you faced off with them 7 times, several times in the inaugural year of the Rockers. This is the only time you'll face each other. What's it like preparing for a team where you really haven't had any experience? Because Binghamton you've seen before, you've seen Watertown, Lord knows you see Port Huron more than both of you would like. So with the team that you haven't played a lot against, how do you prepare for this matchup?
Well, early in the week, I'd like to watch, one game recently that they've won and one game that they lost, and try and both of them on the road, hopefully. Just check their tendencies and try and work that into our systems during practice during the week. But we know that the South plays a different kind of hockey. That's kind of more run and gun and take chances offensively. So they're going to try and score. Run it up style. And the only way to really stop that is to play physical and slow down their puck carriers and not allow them to have second and third chances. So, it's like any team comes up here from the South. They have a long trip. We got to get on them early, and be ready for that second period push, which, has been kind of our nemesis this year. So key is getting an early lead and sustaining it and, weathering that storm that they bring in the second.
So one small transaction, you add Mac Diver to the team, a college guy. Maybe not about him specifically, but what is it about adding a college guy to this point? Maybe you get some younger blood in the locker room, some energy. What type of player can we expect from Mac, and what do you expect just from a college guy in general making his debut in the pro ranks?
Well, I've had a few conversations with him this week, and he's adamant that he's just a steady, stay-at-home D. He knows when and when not to jump into play. He'd like to move the puck early, block a lot of shots. Play big in a D zone, which is, something our team needs. And he has a good attitude. He was the captain of his team at school and played there 5 years. And he brings a good, youthful insight to the group. And he's just eager to learn and happy to be here. So.
All right, 2 against Columbus. What are some keys to getting off the schneid and getting some points here at home this weekend?
Like I said, getting on the board early. A lot of shots to the net, making sure we don't have any giveaways in those tough areas at the red lines and blue lines, and shutting down their power play is going to be big this weekend.
Well, Coach, I appreciate it. Good luck out there against Columbus.
Thank you.
He's head coach Jamison Milam. I'm Brady Beaton. We'll have more on the pregame show right after this here on the Rockers Media Network.
Up in front, shot, scores! Number 1 now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Big Boy Arena for Polish American Heritage Night, brought to you by the American Polish Century Club and the Polish Century Club of Utica. I'm Brady Beaton, the voice of your Motor City Rockers, and before we get started, let's take a moment to thank all the sponsors that make tonight's broadcast possible, starting with Park Avenue Productions, your leader in broadcasting around the state of Michigan. PSN Technologies, they'll bring you the stats for each and every game this season. You have Crunch Fitness, they keep your rockers rink ready. And finally, you have 106.7's Detroit Wheels, keeping you rocking all around Metro Detroit. Getting ready for the Columbus River Dragons and your Motor City Rockers back in the friendly confines of Big Boy Arena, hoping to snap a 6-game losing streak. As they announce the Rockers on the ice, we will take our final break. We'll come back, give you the starting lineups back at home, and drop the puck for the first of only 2 matchups this year between the Rockers and the River Dragons. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey right here on the Rockers Media Network.
Up in front, shot scores! Number 1 now, shot scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
106.
the Polish and United States anthems have been sung here at Big Boy Arena. A big crowd here for Polish American Heritage Night, again brought to you by the American Polish Century Club and the Polish Century Club of Utica. And they have showed up and showed out. Big Boy Arena going to be rocking here tonight for the matchup between your Motor City Rockers and the visiting Columbus River Dragons. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for your Motor City Rockers. In net tonight, you'll have Bryn Sommerfeld. He'll get the start between the pipes for your Rockers. The new guy in the purple and black, Mac Diver, fresh out of college, out of Lebanon Valley. He will take the start at the D spot alongside Nick McGill. Diaz put him aside, a veteran presence. On the forward lines, Nick Rivers alongside Tristan Wells and Nick Gullo, as the Rockers hope to snap a 6-game losing skid for the Columbus River Dragons. It's Sammy Bernard in net for the River Dragons. On defense, Nolan Slahetka alongside Nathan Balkwell. It's Cody Wickline, Alexander Jamea, and Kyle Heitzner as the forwards. Continuing on with the pregame festivities. The ceremonial puck drop. Josh Colton, Kirk Underwood, smiling for the camera. As nothing like coming home to a pretty full barn to get the juices flowing. Try to snap a losing streak. These two teams in similar spots, both right now in the play-in spot at the 4th spot in the Continental and the 5th spot in the Empire Division, respectively, for each side, for Columbus in the Continental, for Motor City in the Empire. But one thing you heard us talk about it with Coach Milam in the pregame is, you know, they feel like what they're doing in practice is starting to make a difference. Now, it didn't show last weekend against the Binghamton Black Bears. You'd have to take a few steps forward to go to Visions Veteran Memorial Arena and get a couple of wins. But back at home, against the River Dragon team that traditionally here at Big Boy Arena, the Rockers have had some pretty decent success. They're hoping to continue it. And now that you're in week 2, week 3 of guys like Igor Kabatayev, Kyle Stevens, Brad Ryder returning, Chris Corrigan back with the Rockers, you're starting to find a little bit of mojo, a little bit of a chemistry, get everyone working in the same direction. So hopefully it starts to click and they take their strides, and it really starts to, you start to see the improvement from both sides. This Columbus River Dragon team, again, a lot of names you've heard around the Fed for a while. Again, you have someone like Justin McDonald. He has been one of the names that have terrorized FPHL goalies for a long, long time. He's the leading scorer for the Columbus River Dragons. River Dragons in their teal uniforms, one of many they've had throughout the years. Rockers in those beautiful purples. Nick Gullo will take the draw against Jamea, and we are underway here at Big Boy Arena. Dragons into the offensive zone. Shot and a quick save from Sommerfeld. Not a bad way to get lathered up. A shot 11 seconds into the contest. Draw to the right of Sommerfeld. Tie up on the draw. Puck working out of the zone. Chip to the middle. Wells works it ahead. Left wing circle. Balkwell cuts him off. Back to the near corner. River Dragons. Rink wide feed. Banks off the far boards. Controlled by Slahetka. Back around to center ice. Heitzner. Far side Jamea. Short feed to the left wing. Slahetka takes it in the corner. One-timer misses wide of the net. Back in the neutral zone, Balkwell. Banks it up the boards. It's onto the stick of the newest Motor City Rocker, Mac Diver, which is a great name, by the way. That's a name you will not forget, and hopefully it's for the right reasons in the purple and black. Moore ahead, backhand off the shoulder of Sommerfeld into the netting. 18:52 to go, first period. 0-0 hockey game. So a couple early shots for the River Dragons. Corrigan take the draw against Justin McDonald. In the Rockers zone, Corrigan down to the ice. Taking it away, Kyle Moore. Slides it behind and a whistle. And we have a slashing penalty. Which side is this going against? The official signaled for a slash unless I'm missing something. And someone's, I think, going to the box, and it's Justin McDonald. Rockers going on a power play. Took him a while to get there, but it's a power play brought to you by Continental Electric Products, proudly made in Michigan. They provide power solutions to industry. Continental, a premier partner of your Motor City Rockers. In just a minute 15 into this Friday night showdown, Rockers go on the power play. We'll have to wait a minute, and I think Corrigan getting the boot from the circle. It's Corrigan, Tellstrom, Ryder, Colton, and Blaisdell out there on the first power play unit. Ryder sends it to the boards. Back to the point, Blaisdell picks it up. Near side, Colton, the captain. Far point, Tellstrom walks it up, back across to Colton. On the forehand, shot saved by Bernard. Rebound loose. Corrigan battling for it with Hugh Anderson. Ryder collects it just 20 seconds into the Continental Electric Products power play. Corrigan behind the net, and Corrigan broke the stick, and the power play will be short-lived as Corrigan will go to the box. He's not quite happy with himself. That'll mean we're going to 4-on-4 hockey and eventually going to a penalty kill presented tonight by Polish American Federal Credit Union. So 4-on-4 hockey for 96 seconds, then an abbreviated 24-second power play for the River Dragons. I like what the Rockers did for the first, 24 seconds. They just couldn't do much more. The penalty neutralizes any threat in their own end. Milam off the far boards, Rotundi backhands it ahead, past everyone. It goes down the length of the ice. They wave off icing. Lynn to the near side boards. Sits on the half wall. Gullo comes away with it. Bottom of the left wing circle. Pass broken up. Collected by Milam to the point. Rotundi slap shot saved by Bernard. Rotundi had a decent look with no one in front of him. Bernard stands tall. Makes another save. 17:53 to go. First period. 0-0 hockey game. Offensive zone draw for the Rockers. Tie up. River Dragons come away with it. That's Josh Liu. From behind his own net. Banks it off the far boards is Heitzner over the red line into the offensive zone. Slides ahead. It's broken up. He was looking for Underwood. Ryan Rotundi got in front of it. Rivers had his pocket picked. Along the near side, Underwood has at the hash mark. Shot punched away. Knocked down by Heitzner. Nice hand-eye coordination from the River Dragon. 40 seconds left to go in 4-on-4 hockey before a short penalty kill for the Rockers presented by the Polish American Federal Credit Union. Back to the point. Dunford works ahead, but Milam got in front of it. Rivers able to get a piece of it with the stick, but not much more than that. It goes back in the River Dragons, and the Rockers get 4 new sets of legs out there. 15 seconds until the power play for Columbus. Moore I think he's waiting for McDonald to come out of the box, and if you're going to have a short power play, that's one of the guys you want to have come out of the box is Justin McDonald. 5-on-4 for Columbus. Shot saved and smothered by Bryn Sommerfeld. 16:41 to go in the first period. 20 seconds left to go in a short penalty kill by Motor City. Win off the draw and a long clear. That's Diver that sent it down the ice. A dozen seconds until number 12, Chris Corrigan, comes back from the sin bin. Moore guides it into the zone. Diver around the boards. McDonald cuts it off, chips it right back. Horseshoes to the near side, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Chris Corrigan out of the box. Pass out in front, and McDonald got a piece of it. Chip Sommerfeld got a save out of there. McDonald between the circles, and they couldn't connect with Hunter. Left point to the bottom of the left wing circle. 4 minutes into this one, each side with a couple opportunities, and a swing and got a piece of it was Chris Corrigan. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Down low, River Dragons cycling through the zone. On the forehand, shot missed wide of the net. Rockers trying to relieve some pressure, maybe get some fresh skaters out there. Oakes ahead to Corrigan, finds Avery Smith. He shepherds it along the near side boards. Back behind the net. Smith rubbed off the puck. Smith in the corner, finds Rivers, works around the defender, goes down, and he'll draw a penalty. We're going back on the power play. Eli Rivers, some fancy footwork. He draws the tripping minor. It's Alexander Jemayev going to the penalty box, and we go back on the power play powered by Continental Electric Products. They're made in Michigan, and they provide power solutions to industry. Continental Electric Products, a premier partner of the Motor City Rockers. 15:24 to go in the first period, and let's hope the Rockers can get the full 2 minutes of power play action. It was cut short about 26 seconds in with the Corrigan slash. Gullo off the draw, finds Rivers. Milam over to McGill Diaz. He walks up, back to Coach Milam. Far point, finds Rivers. The leading scorer for the Rockers. Shot misses wide of the net. McGill Diaz down low, had it knocked away. Milam keeps it in the zone. Clapper save, rebound swatted at, and Wells couldn't beat Bernard. Puck is cleared, but not a bad first cycle for the Motor City Rockers on the power play. Would like to build a little momentum in front of a pretty packed house here at Big Boy Arena. Get the crowd into it. Rivers onside. Along the boards, McGill Diaz, shot from a shallow angle, saved by Bernard. McGill Diaz had it knocked away, picked up by Lou. Out of the River Dragons end, they will get a partial change and a high stick called. 4:32 to go in the first period. 7:08 left to go on the Continental Electric Products power play. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute. Still scoreless here on Polish American Heritage Night. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Up in front, shot scores! SummerSlam now, shot scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Back here at Big Boy Arena, here on the Rockers Media Network. If you're enjoying the broadcast, please make sure to give the stream a like, subscribe to the Motor City Rockers YouTube page. It just helps us and lets everyone in the front office know that, hey, you're enjoying it, you want to see more, and hopefully we can continue to grow here on the Rockers Media Network. I like to think that each series we've taken a small step forward, and we continue to hope to do that throughout this season and into next. So if you could just click a couple buttons for us, it would go a long way. 1:08 left to go in the man advantage for the Motor City Rockers. The high stick brings the draw back into their own end. 14:32 to go, first period, scoreless. Although each side has had opportunities and been slow to drop the puck here early. Matthias Tellstrom back to the end boards. Blaisdell boxes out Storjahan. Corrigan kick to Ryder. Ends up back on the tape of, that was Blaisdell. 50 seconds in the power play. Colton over the red line, dumps it past the blue. Rings around the boards to the far side. Blaisdell pokes and chases after it. He's using some speed. Puck comes back to the near point. Colton backhands it to Ryder. Corrigan has it on the stick, 30 seconds left to go in the power play. Starting to cycle through a bit. Blaisdell to the far side. Tellstrom returns to Blaisdell. Shot deflected wide of the net. Corrigan out in front. He was in the right area, got a small piece of the puck, just didn't get the result he wanted. Long pass from Sommerfeld. Tellstrom looked for the middle. Colton couldn't settle the puck down. And Columbus, 8 seconds left to go on their penalty kill. Nearly turned over, it is, and no shot taken yet. Back to the point, and he lost some lumber. Igor Kapatayev into the offensive zone. The Russian works around one man, bumped off the puck. Rotundi's shot deflected, and lucky for the Rockers, Bulkwell didn't have a stick. Otherwise, that could have gotten dangerous. 7 minutes into this one, and this game's got some nice pace to it. High flying action and some nice saves, some good opportunities early on. See who can strike first. Wickline for Columbus in his own end. Backhands the center ice. Smith kicked it to the tape. It was knocked back to Heitzner. Left wing circle, centers to Wickline. He was cut off by Rotundi to the middle. Anderson, shot, save, scramble, and Sommerfeld able to collect and freeze. Puck was loose for a moment. Everyone held their breath, but a collective sigh of relief as it stays scoreless. 12:38 to go in the first period. Off the draw. Slap shot, or one-timer I should say, excuse me, sticked away by Sommerfeld. He settled in nicely. Point blank kicked away by Sommerfeld, and a third save. A round of applause for Bryn Sommerfeld. He'll take a moment in the far corner, but how about number 35? Hasn't played too much this year, and that sequence, not for the faint of heart. Sommerfeld, calm, cool, and collected in the crease. McDonald and Gullo in the far dot. Tie up off the draw, and again, some sticky fingers in the dot. Now we're starting. River Dragons have it. Anderson banks it up the far corner. McDonald chops at it, and it goes up and into the netting and into the crowd. A few extracurriculars. Nothing too major. Down to 12:14 to go in the first period. Still scoreless. We got a new 3/4 inches of rubber on the ice. The Rockers have been in their own zone. In real time, it's a lot longer than in game, but the last few draws have been to our right. I'd like to see a clean draw and a breakout. It seems like it's been a while because it's taken forever to drop the puck. McDonald gets the boot. Off the draw, McDonald from the left or right wing, shot saved by Sommerfeld. Diver banks it off the glass to neutral ice, collected by Anderson. Battle for it at the blue line, and Gullo offsides. And he fired that shot as the whistle blew, and I think that's why the River Dragons didn't take too much exception to that. Fans, that play was offside, and if your sides are a little off, remember, Great Clips can keep your hair on sides. They're located in the Mire just across the street from Big Boy Arena. Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. 12:02 to go in the first period, and the game that I talked about having a lot of pace is kind of stalled and is now very choppy in the last 60 seconds of actual game time. It's been about 5 minutes of real time. Rivers chasing after it. Luke has it first, drops it off behind him for Dunford. Up and out of their own zone. Storjahan puts it in deep, diver around the boards to Wells. Backhand off the mark, it'll go over all three lines. Bernard asks for icing, he won't get it. Dunford, he waits for everyone to get in position. Leaves the puck, no, he still has it. Dunford, far side for Moore. Into the offensive zone for Columbus. Blaisdell battling along the board. Storjahan alongside Corgan. Rockers trying to flip the script. They haven't had a lot of looks at the net since that power play expired. Bottom of the right wing circle, shot missed the net entirely. Doherty keeps it in deep. Corgan assists the puck to the near side. Out front, prime opportunity, shot, saved by Sommerfeld. The captain for Columbus had a chance from point blank, and he had a fortnight to set it up, and Brent Sommerfeld still stands tall. Take a quick look out in front as a goaltender probably felt like Underwood had it for 10-15 seconds as he's stick handling just outside the crease. But Brent Sommerfeld doing a nice job through the first 9 minutes and change. I'd like to see him get a little relief. Kabatayev bangs it off the boards. Lynn keeps it in the zone. Puck wobbles wide of Sommerfeld. The near side, Cody Wickline. Has it on the tape. Surveys the scene on net. And it's tipped, and Sommerfeld sprawls out to get another whistle. 10:18 to go in the first period. Still scoreless, but Columbus carrying play the last few minutes. Another offensive zone draw, won by Columbus. Rockers have been playing in their own end around Sommerfeld for what feels like an eternity. Lynn walks it up, shot, deflected. It's still loose. Jemayev trying to get it to the point. Kabatayev between the blue lines, and a reprieve, if only for a moment, for Motor City. Near side, Kabatayev working for it. He couldn't handle it. Heitzner, drop pass, Wickline, he'll spin back around. Over to the far side, Anderson walks it up, pass across, shot. I think Sommerfeld got a piece of it. It ends up behind the end line anyway. Puck squirts out, Jemayev. Slap shot deflected by number 47, Kyle Stevens. He might pay for that tomorrow, but that's the way to stand in there and take one for the team. Puck bounced all the way to the River Dragons end, so it allows Motor City to get some fresh legs out there. Lou reached out, kept the puck on his stick. Banks it off the far half wall. Diver to McGill Diaz. He'll take it behind Sommerfeld. Banks off the near side, Rivers. Surveys. Over to Tristan Wells. Shot stick to side. Bernard with an easy save. Another shot, Miguel Diaz. It's deflected before it reaches Bernard that time. 3-on-2, odd man rush from the River Dragons. Centering feed, right side, backhand, save, poked away. Sommerfeld stands tall once again. Wells bumped off the puck. Gullo walks it up, shot, saved by Bernard, and we have a whistle 8:36 to go in the first period. Still scoreless. Brent Sommerfeld. Some sensational saves here in the early going. We'll step aside. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, scoreless after 11 plus minutes of play. Let's see what's going on around the Fed. The Dasher Hockey Club, no surprise, they're down 3-0 at Binghamton. Monroe up 2-0 against the Red Hot Rock Lobsters team. Carolina and Watertown, they are scoreless. HC Venom and Blue Ridge it's 1-0 there. And Port Huron on top of Danbury out in Connecticut 1-0. Offensive zone draw for the Rockers. Off the draw, Rivers walks it up. On the backhand, spins around to the point. To McGill Diaz, shot deflected before it reaches the net. Bank pass ahead, Moore overskated. Delayed offsides. Puck slides to the stick of Rivers. The rookie into the offensive zone, had it poked away. Nice job by Slahetka. Back to Moore. Centering feed, eventually got to the stick of McDonald, but he was at a tough angle, couldn't get it on net. See if the Rockers can use that timeout to readjust and start to play a little more in the Columbus end. Hit gives the puck to Ryan Hunter. Back to the far point. Slahetka down low, McDonald. He chops at it. Chance for Hunter and a save by Sommerfeld. Diver. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Oh no, he did. Get an offside call. 7:41 to go in the first period, still scoreless. And fans, you know that play was offsides. And if your sides are off, Great Clips will keep them onsides. You can find them at their location in Roseville. Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. Neutral zone draw. Ends up on a teal sweater stick. That's Storjahan. Lind rings it into the boards. Colton behind his own net. Surveys the scene. Gets it to the near side. It's flipped out at the red line from the ice. That was Anderson swiping at it to get it back in the Rockers' end. Tellstrom nearly parallel with his own blue line to Blaisdell. The D-man offsides. And we'll get another draw in the neutral zone. And again, I'll remind you that Great Clips will keep your hair on side. You can find them at Warren as well, along with Roseville and the Meyer across from Big Boy Arena. Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. Draw in front of the Columbus bench. Corrigan and Underwood tied up. Ryder came in and grabbed it, but couldn't get it past Anderson. Recollecting at the logo, Brad Ryder. Slides to Blaisdell. He's pressured. Off the far board, Blaisdell drops it off. Centering feed, didn't have a home. Ryder from the near point works around a couple teal sweaters. In the corner, Ryder. Long time on the stick. He'll take a trip around the zone. Ryder leaves it back. Corrigan pinched off by a couple of River Dragons, and it slides out to Storjahan. Underwood's pass off the mark. We'll get an icing and a draw back in the Columbus end. Game seems to have settled down. They weathered the storm. Brent Sommerfeld, some excellent saves in the early going. He's 11 for 11 on saves. Rockers have 5 shots on goal. Stats all season long brought to you by PSN Technologies. Right wing circle. Off the draw, puck bounces back to the stick of Milam. The veteran on net, kicked aside by Bernard. Another look at it, it hit the backside of the net. Unfortunately, it was on the outside. Another look from Kabatayev, saved to the back of the net, or back of the boards, I should say. Underwood trying to get it out of the zone. The Rockers with a little bit of pressure. Smith comes up, trying to work in the dirty areas. The Texan battling for it. Slides out to Storjahan. In their own end, Lind. Over the red line, he races into the zone, and he stick-handled himself into submission. Ryan Rotundi. Sometimes you don't have to do too much as a defenseman. Stood his ground and poked it away. In their own end, Milam returns to the near side. Rotundi flips ahead. Stevens knocks it down to his stick. Smith kicked it ahead. He'll turn around and he'll head to the bench. Stevens back in deep. Rockers finish the change. Nick Gullo comes onto the ice. Eli Rivers, Nick McGill-Diaz. And Stevens comes off, and Tristan Wells, the final purple sweater on the ice. 5:24 to go in a scoreless first period. River Dragons and Rockers, one of only 2 times they'll meet this season. The other's tomorrow night. Turned over, Wells ahead to Rivers, back to Wells. Got a chance, backhand saved by Bernard, and he held on to it. Tristan Wells with maybe the best chance for Motor City in this first period, but Sammy Bernard showing he's got some prowess between the pipes. Gullo to draw against McDonald, and McDonald having a word with the linesman. Seems cordial. And we are ready to drop the puck. To Balkwell. River Dragons have been pretty solid in the face-off dot. One of the reasons they're out-shooting Motor City is it's hard to control play when you can't win a draw, or you win very few. Wells, near his own blue line, short feed to Gullo. He races into the offensive zone. Ahead to Rivers. He's cut off. Balkwell did a nice job stopping any opportunity for Rivers. Puck hops out between the hash marks. Unfortunately, Balkwell the first one there. Puck getting into some dangerous areas and nearly hopped by Bernard. Rockers starting to play with a little more life. Turned over, left wing circle. Corrigan shot, save, rebound just wide. Puck still loose. Comes to the near corner. Nick McGill-Diaz comes up in the River Dragons end. Skips out more. Rink wide feed, and offsides was delayed. So the Rockers pick it up for free, and McGill-Diaz into the offensive zone. Shot, scores! Nick McGill-Diaz beats Bernard, and the Rockers are up 1-0. Nick McGill-Diaz, quick wrister on net. And Bernard, he got some of it, not enough. And with his third of the season, McGill-Diaz gives the crowd something to cheer about early here on Polish American Heritage Night. .4:10 to go in the first period. 1-0 Rockers on top. That one may not go on Nick's highlight reel, but they don't ask how, they ask how many. And right now, the Rockers have one more than Columbus. In his own end, Hugh Anderson to the near side. Somero returns for Storjahan. Corrigan gets in the way, guides it back. Colton around the boards to the near side. Ryder inside his own zone, and it hops out, not a play. 3:37 to go in the first period. 1-0. Motor City on top, thanks to Nick McGill-Diaz. We'll step aside. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench. I'll do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Back here on the Rockers Media Network, 3:37 to go in the first period. Rockers lead it 1-0 thanks to Nick McGill-Diaz. Right now as an unassisted goal. But before we drop the puck, want to give a shout out to one of our interns here at Park Avenue Productions, Tate. This could be his final broadcast. He is a goalie for the Motor City Gamblers. He'll be taking on the Chicago Cougars starting tomorrow in Chicago. He'll be in net, so hopefully he can steal a couple games, and we'll have Tate for a little longer. He's done an excellent job on graphics all season long, so I want to give a little love to Tate if this is his final game. Rockers have gotten off to a solid start for Tate. Bryn Sommerfeld, hopefully he's bringing the energy for Tate, the way he's been playing in net in this first period. Back in the Columbus end. On the far boards, puck squirts out to Ryder. Quick shot, kick to the near side. No one there in a purple sweater to try to tap it home. The Rockers starting to play a little downhill. Under 3 minutes to go in the first period, 1-0. Motor City on top. Stretch pass to Matthias Tellstrom. 1-on-3, and he's rubbed off the puck. He just ran out of real estate. Into the offensive zone, Storjahan, left wing circle. Feed went parallel to the goal line, and the Rockers working out of the zone. Oakes racing down the ice. He'll win it. He'll take a hit. Comes to the near side. Crowd starting to get into it. One of the bigger crowds we've had here at Big Boy Arena on Polish American Heritage Night. Cody Oakes works ahead. He tries to evade a hit, puck on the end board. Stevens' shot goes wide of the net. Bernard a little late to react. Stevens just couldn't put it on the 6x4. Hits going back and forth. Avery Smith throwing his weight around. Under 2 minutes to go in the first period. Wickline to the far boards. Doherty to the point, shot by saved by Sommerfeld, and Wickline couldn't settle it down in time to get a shot off. He controls it on the near side, down to the hash marks. Doherty, he left it for McDonald. He's warding off Gullo. Back behind Sommerfeld, under 90 seconds to go in the first period. Rockers with the 1-0 lead. A lot of this possession on the perimeter. Centering pass, broken up. McDonald tries to get it on net, and a very disciplined play by Mac Diver. Shot lifted up into the netting. You know, it's only been a period, but I like the way that Mac Diver, he might not light up the score sheet, but he's been very disciplined in his own end so far tonight. He's helped clear the puck a couple times, get in the way. And that's what the Rockers need at times, a big body down there that maybe isn't worried about getting his offensively. And he's been a welcome addition here through the first 18 minutes and 47 seconds. Remember last year, Avery Smith was a college signing, and we figured out pretty quickly that 21 was someone we wanted to see stay in the purple and black. Still in the Rockers zone, banks off the end boards and then behind Sommerfeld. There's Diver taking it away again. He stick handles, surveys the scene. He'll flip it over all three lines. A little too much steam on that one. And it'll come back into the Rockers' end. Have a draw on the near dot. First intermission, we'll have some festivities for you, a punchki eating contest. And No, that's going to be one of those things that for everyone from Michigan, especially Southeast Michigan, you're going to understand what that means. If you're watching from outside of Michigan or really a Polish area, you're going to be looking at me sideways when I'm saying it's a punchki eating contest. I saw Tate next to me. He had a big old question mark pop up above his head. 40 seconds left to go first period. Battle between the blue lines. Anderson, to the far side. Taken away, Rivers. Protecting the puck, keeps it in the zone, slides it between the legs to the far side. Shot, and it bounces to the far corner. 23 seconds left to go. Rockers flying around. The boys are buzzing in purple tonight. Sommerrow to the near side. Storjahan shot easily pushed aside by Sommerfeld. A dozen seconds to go to the first intermission. On net, Storjahan in the far corner. 5 seconds left. One-timer misses wide, bounces to the far slot, and we go to the first intermission with your Motor City Rockers leading 1-0. We will take a break, come back, recap the first period and more. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Up in front, shot scores! Numbers line now, shot scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line brawl! FPHL, full line brawl! Hell yeah!
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, I'll do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Security Georges here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always hitting my nice bronze color.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Back here at Big Boy Arena before the Punchki eating contest. Just quickly recap that first period. Nick McGill-Diaz had the lone goal. The assist went to Mac Diver in his debut. Gets his first point in his first period of play. 1-0 Motor City. The shots 13-10 in favor of Columbus. Brent Sommerfeld, 13 saves in that opening period. I will step aside. We'll stay right here for the Punchki eating contest. And yeah, we'll have fun with this one. We're going to have festivities like this all night long. Rockers lead it 1-0, and I will step aside and leave you with our Punchki eating contest.
Rockers in-arena host back again with another 5 minutes in the box. This time, I'm joined by the returning Nick Golo. Nick, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going well. Excited to be here. Happy to do this, and let's rock here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, first game back as a Rocker this season. For those of you who don't know, I think you played on past seasons.
Yep.
James Campbell, your Motor City Rockers in-arena host, back again with another 5 minutes in the box. This time, I'm joined by the returning Nick Gurrow. Nick, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going well. Excited to be here. Happy to do this, and let's rock here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, first game back as a Rocker this season. For those of you who don't know, I think you played on past seasons.
Yep, last season. Yep.
Last season. So last season you were a part of the Rockers team. First game back, scored the game-winning in overtime goal against the Port Huron Prowlers. How's that feel, man?
Exciting. I mean, most importantly, we got the win, right? And I think it showed a lot of resilience in our group coming back down 2-0 with, I think, under 4 minutes left. And obviously it feels good to make a contribution. I guess it is a new team. Just to come in, help the boys get a win, right? Kind of solidify yourself, let them know you're here for the right reasons. And like I said, it got us the win, and that's most important.
I feel like it's got to feel a little extra special. A, returning to the team, and B, I believe you came from the Dashers, who haven't been doing so hot this season.
Yeah.
So to actually record a W on the team you're playing for had to absolutely feel good as well. So some of the fans that are new to the Rockers, can you tell me a little bit about your hockey journey? Like, where are you from? How did you get into hockey originally?
So I'm from Rochester, New York. And I actually grew up, my uncles were playing hockey, just like recreational, like men's league or whatever. And from what my parents tell me, I was, walking at about 9 months, and then they had me on skates at 1.5 years. And
no way. Wow.
Yeah. And I was like pretty typical, like skating on a pond or on a frozen parking lot as a kid. And it's honestly my earliest childhood memories are playing hockey or skating. And I was your typical kid, messing around the house, always had a hockey stick in my hand. It was always on the TV, and went through my local youth, like learn to skate program, and went through travel programs, traveled a little bit. I left home at 12 years old to go live out of town to play for a better youth program, and juniors, college, and now pro. So the rest is history. But to say it's been my whole life is pretty accurate. And I'm sure later in this video, we'll get to what my business is now outside of hockey, which is still involved in hockey. But for sure, it's been everything I could have ever dreamed of and wanted. And I'm just happy that I've been part of this ride.
That's awesome. But yeah, you mentioned it. So tell us a little bit about what do you do when you're not on the ice playing hockey?
Yeah. So and when I was in high school and college, I started helping out with just private lessons at my local rink. And as I've gotten older, I progressed and found that, this is something that I have a knack for, and I really like to do it. So me and one of my best friends, we started our own business this summer called Hire Hockey, for the fans to check that out. Get a plug, hirehockey.net. And basically what it is, it's an online mentorship and video analysis for kids from 8 years old all the way up to Division I or Olympic hockey players.
Very
and
cool.
Just to go into a little bit about it, we'll clip their games and basically like what coach would do with us. We're going to go over film with them and, kind of help them on the journey their journey that we took, and just spread our tutelage to them.
Oh, very cool. Like passing some of the knowledge down to the younger generation.
Yep. And then obviously we do on ice stuff with them in the summer too, but while we're away playing our seasons respectively, it's a way to keep in contact and help the next generation of future players.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You can kind of give back and keep the hockey alive in the youth. Because I feel like a lot of times now, like kids are more focused on like video games and being like influencers and stuff like that, and less about like being outside, being active and playing sports. So that's awesome.
And what's cool about it too is everyone says hockey's 90% mental and 10% physical. Well, everyone always teaches the on ice or the physical part, right? Where with us at Hire, we've really dove into the mental aspect of it and mental conditioning and therapy that goes on with athletes of all different ages, right? You have teenage kids who are going through God knows what with changes, and kids trying to get committed to schools, or maybe they're finding out that their parents want them to play hockey and it's really not for them. So there's so much more to the mental side, and that's kind of what we focused on. So it's really exciting. It's going incredibly well. And I hope everyone comes and checks out the website.
That's awesome. That's very cool. Hobbies, man. What do you do hobby-wise? Obviously, you're playing hockey. You're mentoring, the youth with hockey. What do you do like that's not hockey related?
I don't know if this really counts. I went to school for exercise science and kinesiology, so I got my strength conditioning degree.
Okay.
So I coach as a sport performance or sport specific type gym. So we're working with athletes, again, boys and girls of all different ages, all different levels, all the way up to Olympic athletes. So I do that a lot. I guess that's somewhat related to hockey. But other than that, I like to hike a lot and kind of just go walking, like not anything like mountain peaks, but just walking through trails and stuff like that.
Very cool. Like you like the outdoors, that type of stuff. That's funny because Rico Gonzalez, we sat down and talked. hiking was one of the things that he enjoyed doing as well.
Yeah.
What's the coolest place you've hiked?
Coolest place I've hiked. There's like some wildlife refuge in western or more central New York. It's called Montezuma, and it's pretty cool. It's just like a big marshland, but there's some forest to it, and you can see like, and I'm kind of nerd out with this stuff. You can see like over 100 to 200 different species of like birds and animals in this wildlife refuge.
Are you a bird guy?
A little bit, yeah. So my mom worked.
Never would have thought. A bird guy right here. We got gardeners, we got bird guys, we got it all.
My mom worked at the lab of ornithology for Cornell. So for those of you who don't know, the ornithology is the study of birds. So
that's what I would have assumed. I didn't know that for sure, but
so her job was basically to monitor certain species of birds that might be common or foreign, and just kind of study their behaviors and stuff. And she was doing that when I was a teenager. So whether I was reluctant or not, she dragged me out on trails with the big binoculars and telescopes, and I kind of found that was kind of cool. And I don't nerd out too much on it, but I know a little bit more than your common person, so it's kind of cool.
Do you have a favorite bird species you'd have to share?
No, nothing crazy.
No?
Nothing.
Okay.
No, a duck. Definitely a duck. Just a duck. Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
wow.
It's a plain mallard duck are my favorite.
Mallard ducks.
I want to own a duck, so if anyone's selling a duck, contact me. I'll buy your duck.
Really?
So my girlfriend and I would love it. It'd be fantastic.
I have a friend who has 2 ducks as a pet.
Let us know. We're looking to house a duck.
So that's very cool.
But, yeah.
I'll put some feelers out for you.
Yeah, see what we got out there.
So being from New York, who do you root for in terms of like pro sports? Football, hockey? Do you have some favorite teams?
Well, this is very soft subject right now. I'm a diehard Bills fan. So I mean, look at all you Chiefs fans out there. We know you're cheating, right? We know that. You can agree to it.
The NFL's rigged. Everybody knows that.
The NFL is rigged. No, that one hurt. We're still mourning, so please give us our space and time. But diehard Bills fan, I have jumped through a couple tables before. I'm okay.
Oh, you're part of the Bills Mafia right here. Bills Mafia right here.
Yeah, one of them. Quiet guy off the ice, but sometimes I get a little wild there. Hockey's weird. So I grew up a Sabres fan, but now I know so many players who play that I grew up training with or whatever that are in the NHL that I'm personally friends with. I'm more a fan of them.
So you're more of a fan of players specifically.
Correct, right? I want my friends to do personally well. So if they're on X team, like yes, I want that team to do well. But I think deep down, sure, I'm still a Sabres fan. But
so you pick favorites, like if you have 2 friends that are playing on opposite teams going against each other.
Well,
we'll see.
We'll see who can get me the coolest stuff after the game.
Well, perfect.
Right?
Hey,
you got to go your perks, and then actually my family and myself are diehard Yankees fans. Like ask any of the guys in the room, I'm a diehard Yankees fan. Everybody knows it.
That kind of hurts me a little bit.
Does that sting you a little bit?
A little bit. Detroit Tigers. The whole team.
I went to a Tigers game last year in my tour of duty here, so that was pretty cool.
Did you enjoy it? I hope
I did. It was cool. We went opening day actually.
Oh, that's a good one to go to.
It was really cool. Like that whole little block.
As long as
downtown
it's not freezing cold.
No,
was it the year that was like
no. It was legitimately like 80 degrees last year.
Oh, nice.
It was like almost too hot. So.
Nice.
But it was cool.
It's never too hot.
Still trying to get go to the LCA to see the Wings play, so I'll make sure to do that.
Absolutely, you have to get you down there.
Yeah, for sure.
Nick, anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say other than check out?
Yeah, check out Higher Hockey. We'd love to work with you guys and stuff, and also just keep coming out and supporting the boys. Friday night was awesome, having that crowd and being able to get a win. And whether you guys believe it or not, the crowd does make a big difference to us. So keep coming out, keep supporting. We'll keep climbing the ladder here to make that playoff push late in the season.
Awesome. Nick, thanks so much. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Thank
Good
you,
luck
guys.
the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And we'll send things back over to the broadcast booth powered by KE Electric Supply. Check it out.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, about a minute away from starting the second period. And Tate, let's pull up the graphic for the first period, first 20 minutes. We had a goal from Nick McGill-Diaz, and Mac Diver ended up getting the assist on that first goal, his first pro point and his first pro game. Congratulations to him, Bryn Sommerfeld, with 13 saves in that one as it's 1-0 Motor City. We do want to thank a few special sponsors, all the partners of the night to thank for playing a part in the first ever Polish American Heritage Night here at Big Boy Arena. As you can tell, they showed up and they showed out. The American Polish Century Club, the Polish Century Club of Utica, Throdex Compo Quality Sausage, HP Forklift, AM Pole Polka Band, Polish Queens, Wawel Fork Ensemble, National Polish American Sports Hall of Fame, Detroit City Sports, Detroit City Distillery, the Polish American Federal Credit Union, and the Polish Pride of Michigan. Final few seconds before we start the second period, and the second period is brought to you by the Long Drink. The second period is known as the period of the long change, so naturally, the perfect drink to go with it, the Long Drink. Sparkling refreshing, real liquor. Try one today. Nick Miguel-Diaz, the only one from either side to light the lamp in the first 20 minutes. Rockers trying to snap a 6-game slide in their first meeting this season with the River Dragons. Rockers left to right, River Dragons right to left. And off the draw, it goes back into the River Dragon end past Bernard. Up the right side of the floor. Slahetka goes down and an arm goes up, and the Rockers are going on the penalty kill presented by the Polish American Federal Credit Union. Miguel-Diaz going to the box for 2 minutes, just 15 seconds into the second period. So the first full power play for the River Dragons. They had an abbreviated one early in the first. It was only about 26 seconds, so not a lot of time to set anything up. See what they do with the full 2 minutes. McDonald on the right side. He takes his time. Colton gets in his way. Feed gets knocked to the near side boards. Moore keeps it in. Far side McDonald at the hash marks to Hunter. Top of the circles. Short feed to Moore. Returns to Hunter. Back to Moore. One touch. Finds McDonald. 30 seconds into the penalty kill. A save by Sommerfeld. He traps it to the chest. 1:29 to go. The Nick Miguel-Diaz minor penalty. Offensive zone draw for the River Dragons. Back to the point. Moore. Short slide to McDonald. A lot of this power play has been to the perimeter for the first 40 seconds. One touch near side. Moore walks it up in close. Tip, rebound, and it's poked away. Josh Colton doing a nice job coming from the backside to tie up the stick of Storjahan. Hard wrister and a save by Sommerfeld. You saw the ice flying through the air on the save. That was a rocket from Hunter. Right wing circle. Tie up off the draw. Ryder sends it down the ice. Bernard tries to settle the puck down. 60 seconds to go in the Nick Miguel-Diaz minor penalty. Into the neutral zone. Jemayev takes it into the offensive zone. Drops it back to Slahetka. D-to-D pass at the point. Lynn gets it back. Centers. Slahetka into the circle. Across the way off the mark, and Lynn grabs it on the rebound. 33 seconds to go, and we'll back to five-a-side hockey. One-timer broken up. Blaisdell came across. Got in the way of it before Sommerfeld needed to, and Ryder with another steal and another clear. That's actually on net from his own end. 20 seconds to go. Stretch pass. Rotundi gets in the way. Drop their shot. Saved by Sommerfeld. Stick to the side. And another shot from their own zone. That time it was Milam. And the final seconds will tick away. And the Rockers kill their first full penalty of the night. Lynn on the right wing circle. Centering feed taken away. Poked by Oakes. Now they have to transition from defense to offense, from being on their heels to working downhill like they were in the second half of that first period. 1-0 Motor City. 17:28 to go in the second period. Miguel-Diaz chips and chases. Trying to get the right line out there. Wells, Rivers, spill over the boards. Wells on the forecheck. He pesters Underwood. Back to the near side. Two-line feed to Wickline. Rivers takes it away. Back to Smith. Into the offensive zone. Avery Smith shot deflected. Rebound off the end board. Smith keeps it on his stick. A trip around the zone. Smith down low. Tip. Scores! Tristan Wells in front of the net. And the Rockers lead it 2-0. Said it before, now say it again. Go to the front of the net. Good things happen. And Tristan Wells, he gets number 12 on the season. Let's take another look at it. Smith, after going all the way around the zone, put it on net, and Wells, sitting on the doorstep, lifted up and over the right shoulder of Sammy Bernard. Rockers lead it 2-0, and that goal gives the Rockers just a little insurance. Just like that insurance goal will help protect the Rockers lead. Don't forget to see Ronald Shocker at Farm Bureau for all your insurance needs to protect your home, family, and valuables. 2-0, Motor City on top. Crowd bringing a little bit of energy. So Wells with his 12th of the year. You'll at least get an assist to Avery Smith. That's number 10 for Smith in the assist department. Diver, pestering McDonald to Gullo. Pass didn't have a home. McDonald back in the offensive zone. Right wing circle, McDonald spins around. Out in front, Diver knocked it away, and Sommerfeld scrambles. He ends up on top of the frozen biscuit. 16-11 to go, second period, 2-0, Motor City on top. Originally tonight, Trevor Babin was slated to start, but a last-minute change put Sommerfeld in net. And sometimes when you just have to go, don't think about it, you play better. Brent Sommerfeld, he got called on at the last minute, and he's been solid through the first 24 minutes of hockey. Offensive zone draw for the River Dragons. They're in teal tonight. Up draw, shot sticked aside by Sommerfeld. I don't know who has more jersey combinations, if it's the Columbus River Dragons or the University of Oregon football team, because it seems like every single time, I'd have to go do a deep dive, how many times the Rockers have played the River Dragons and how many different uniforms we've seen. Because this is the first of the teal with the forward-facing dragon. I know a couple years ago they had 5 different non-specialty uniforms. And they had a lot of specialty uniforms. But 15:25 to go in the second period, 2-0. Motor City on top. Puck bounces out, Bernard backhands it up the low glass. Chasing after it, picking it up, Kyle Stevens. Hit neutral ice, Blaisdell across the way. Smith into the offensive zone. Works down low, had it poked away, recollects, shot from a bad angle, hit the side of the net. McDonald tries to shovel it out, it hops over the stick of Stevens, and Josh Colton swipes at it back between the blue lines. 14:49 to go, second period. Tristan Wells has made it 2-0. Motor City on top. Blaisdell, stout in his own end. Stevens walks to the puck, he turned it over. Heitzner, 1-on-2. Leaves for Somero, drops back, shot, rings the outside of the post. Sitting between the hash marks, Smith pokes it ahead. Kamataya on the near side battles for it. He sends it back in the Columbus zone only for the moment. Somero back to Jamea, returns to Somero. Far point, Lou puts it on net, tip, rebound, scores! Kyle Heitzner, his 20th of the year. Sommerfeld made the first save, couldn't make the second. And the River Dragons get one back. Take another look at this one. To the middle of the ice shot, the initial save there. And Heitzner, he was waiting on the doorstep, bounced right to his stick, and he wasn't missing the open net. So Columbus gets one back, 2-1. Motor City still on top. 14 minutes to go in the second period, brought to you by the Long Drink. Ahead, Storjahan. Into the offensive zone, pass hits off the far boards, Rivers pokes back. River Dragons have it. Hops to the far half wall. Quick line, back out of the zone, and Slahetka will retreat. Balkwell on net. That one easily pedaled aside by Sommerfeld. Storjahan drops back, Slahetka cross, shot scores! Wickline poked it in from inside the crease. The feed went across the blue paint, and Wickline just had to tap it in a blink of an eye, it went from 2-0 to 2-2. Wickline, his 10th of the year. And we're back at square one. When you talk about consistency with the Motor City Rockers, you look at the trip out to Binghamton, they played well in stretches, but it's been the valleys of the peaks and valleys that have hurt them. Last homestand with the Watertown Wolves, they gave up 3 goals in 59 seconds. That's what sunk them in Friday night's matchup. In the Saturday matchup, they gave up 3 shorthanded goals. Outside of that, they played pretty well. You just can't erase it. So now it's up to the boys in purple to find a way to put their foot in the ground and stop this momentum from Columbus. Telstra, offensive zone. Looked for Corrigan, couldn't get it to him. Banks off the far boards, back to the point. McGill Diaz on net, just goes wide. 12:45 to go in the second period, and we are even at 2 aside. Odd man rush, McDonald, Hunter, across, and Sommerfeld able to glove it. 12:37 to go in the middle period. 2-2. River Dragons have even the score. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Up in front, shot scores! Summers line now, shot scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Back here at Big Boy Arena. We appreciate all the Rockers fans watching here tonight. From Del Brazil, we have fans watching from all over. We've had Australia, we've had England. There are Rockers fans internationally. 12:37 to go in the second period. Hopefully the Rockers can find their way back on top. They led 2-0. But 2 quick goals had quickly evened the score. At 5:49 and 6:35 respectively. Heitzner from Jemayev and Dunford, Wickline from Slahetka and Storjahan. So hopefully that media timeout allowed them to take a minute to take a deep breath. Head pass down the ice, and Oakes couldn't get to it. McGill Diaz tried to put it near the net. Oakes in the corner. They leave it back behind Smith, pinned to the boards, and no Rocker in the vicinity to pick up the puck. River Dragons have it out of the zone. To the blue line, Jamea, right wing circle, back to the point. Takes the slap shot, wrister gets deflected by his own teammate Samaro. Under 12 minutes to go in the second period, brought to you by the Long Drink. 2-2. Rockers and River Dragons all evened up. McGill Diaz from behind the net. He'll skate it out of his own zone over his own blue, the red, and he'll dump it on net and get an offensive zone draw. 11:33 to go in the second period. Offensive zone draw for the Motor City Rockers. Goes back to the end boards. And it's knocked down. Rivers had it, lost it. He better hurry with line on his tail. Storjahan, left wing circle, tipped in. There's kick save. Second effort goes wide. River Dragons still with it. Scramble for it. Another kick save by Sommerfeld. Those two goals have not rattled Bryn. He was locked in. Gullo flips it to neutral ice. A short reprieve for Sommerfeld. Get some fresh legs on the ice for Motor City. Errant pass hit off the leg and comes all the way to the stick of Josh Colton. Gullo chipped it and it went out of play. 10:45 to go, second period, 2-2 hockey game. Tie up on the draw. Offsides. Ryder beat the puck into the zone, and fans, remind you that if your hair's a little off, go to Great Clips to get them back on sides. The Meyer across the street from Big Boy Arena, Roseville and Warren. Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. Linder, I think, just said, my bad. It was a little late to drop the puck. Off the draw, Anderson. Along the near boards. Shot nearly slipped in past Sommerfeld. He pinned it to the post. By a toenail, kept it out. See which team can basically take over the second half of this game. 2-2, back to square one. Rockers had the first two, River Dragons with the last two. Halfway through this second period, and, well, see who can pick up the momentum. Puck hops over all three lines. Anderson, the first one there for Columbus. Bank pass. The linesman helping out the Rockers. Ryder offsides with Tellstrom. Broke up an odd man rush. And you know the drill. Offsides, hairs off. Great Clips keeps it on. Great Clips, the official haircut of your Motor City Rockers. Fire's just across the street. In fact, I pick up the case of water for our broadcast crew from there. Get my hair cut if I need to. I haven't in a while, but I could at the buyer across the street with Great Clips. Milam, just in front of the center ice. Brings it around the boards. It's cut off behind the net by Dunford. To Gullo, knocks it back. Dunford can't break it out to the stick of Wells. He had the second goal for Motor City. Milam, down low, Rivers. Weighing his options. Pass out in front. Doesn't find a home. Wells to the blue line. Gullo look for Rivers. Pass a little too strong. Icing the call. Will come back down to the Rockers' end, but not before we take a break. 9:33 to go in the second. 2-2. All tied up here on Polish American Heritage Night. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hey, band members. Follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
2-2 here at Big Boy Arena. Let's take a look around the FPHL. No surprise, out in New York, Binghamton on top of the Dasher Hockey Club 5-0. Monroe leads Athens, although it's only 2-1 now. Scoreless between Carolina and Watertown. The Hockey Club Venom trails by 3 to Blue Ridge, and Danbury has evened it up out in Connecticut against the Prowlers from Port Huron. 2-2 game here. River Dragons with the last two. Blue at the point. Tried to get it on net, deflected. I think that was Diver Miguel Diaz. There was a lot of traffic out in front. Behind the net. Underwood. He searches, shot is deflected up into the netting. And another draw on the Rockers' end. Smith, Stevens, Kamatayev. New forward group comes on for the Rockers. Quick powwow with Diver and McGill Diaz. Congratulations to Mac Diver. Again, played a nice game tonight. With a name like Mac Diver, you're not going to forget that anytime soon. Easy one for me to remember up here in the booth. In his zone end, backhanded by Dunford. Slides back for Lou. Heinzner into the offensive zone, right side, slap shot, or one-timer, I should say, quick wrister. Off the pad of Sommerfeld. Subsequent shot deflected near the crease, sent wide by Jemayev. Dunford banked off the end boards. Wickline comes back to the point. Lou slides back down. Lou kicks it to the stick. Right side, Dunford, bottom of the right wing circle. Cross crease pass, doesn't find a home. They were looking for Jemayev. Wickline keeps the pressure on. Sent it right to Stevens. Had some wires crossed. Rink wide feed. Smith racing after it. Bernard comes out to cut off Smith. Rockers make a change. Corrigan, Tellstrom onto the ice. Josh Colton before them. 8:02 to go in the second period. 2-2 hockey game. Rockers and River Dragons all even up. You're on Polish American Heritage Night Friday night here in Fraser, Michigan. Dorjahan to the center. Underwood drops it back. Falkwell. Shot deflected into the netting. Colton helping out his netminder Bryn Sommerfeld. 7:45 to go in the middle period. 2-2 hockey game. Off the end boards, Blaisdell to Matthias Tellstrom. Back behind the net, backhand to the near side, finds Somero. Shot, pops up behind Sommerfeld. He sprawls out in the back of the net, and the River Dragons have the lead. Official is right behind it, and that's 3 straight. Rockers down a goal. Heels. Rotundi pushed off the puck. Hugh Anderson guides it along the far boards past Rotundi. Milam strides out for it. Ahead to Rotundi. Wells soccers it to the stick. Rivers, offensive zone, shot, save, up the end boards. Wells lets the puck fly to Rotundi, and he puts it on net. Saved by Bernard in an offensive zone draw. Two River Dragons. Rockers trying to even this one up before the third. They led 1-0 after a period. Got the first goal here in the second and have given up 3 straight. Milo can't cut off the puck. Back in their own end. Rotundi pressured by McDonald. Off the low glass. Rockers get a couple new skaters on the ice. Stevens can't keep it in the zone. They'll hop on the boards. Back in their own end, Rotundi to the near side, Milam. Back to Rotundi, pushes ahead to Smith. Over the red line, horseshoes it around. Miguel Diaz and dive around for Motor City. Under 6 minutes to go in the second period, 3-2. Columbus leads Motor City. Ooh, Miguel Diaz whipped on a pass. Luckily, both River Dragons in the vicinity had their head turns. Diver back to Miguel Diaz, a little disjointed breakout. Looking for Stevens, it hops to the stick of Columbus's Brian Dunford. He picked up an assist on one of the earlier goals here in the period. Race for the puck, Diver slashes at it, puts it into neutral ice. Over for Doherty. Along the boards, Diver surveys the scene. Battle for a couple of teal, a couple of purple jerseys digging for the puck. It squirts out back to just outside the blue line. River Dragons touch up, rink wide feed. Between the hash marks goes wide in the net under 5 minutes to go in the second period. 3-2 River Dragons lead. From the point, shot off the glove of Sommerfeld. Diver pushes it to a safe area in the far corner. Diver banks it ahead. It's sent right back in by Balkwell. Smith. All the way to the far side. Oakes can't get there first. Stevens behind him. Into the River Dragons end. In the corner. Gives it right back to Columbus. That was to Doherty. Over center ice, Jamea puts it on net. River Dragons make a change. 4:20 to go, second period. 3-2 Columbus. They've scored the last 3. Long feed to Corrigan. Tipped it on net. Corrigan, far boards. Backhands it, Telstra. Right wing circle, sent wide by Stevens. Blaisdell from the circle, shot, rebound, loosened at the top of the crease. Stevens couldn't find it. Opportunity to even the score goes by the wayside. Easy save and a cover from Bryn Sommerfeld. 3:50 to go in the second period, 3-2. Columbus on top. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Security Georges here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always hitting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Hello everyone, this is Christian Jackson, the owner and founder of Park Avenue Productions. I wanted to take a yes, I did mute you because we want to take a moment and congratulate Brady for his MAB Broadcast Excellence Award we're so very lucky to work with him, and it's just been a pleasure. Brady, you're on now.
Well, thank you, Christian. I do appreciate that. For the Rockers playoff series last year against Danbury, hoping for another fun playoff series, hoping for a fun finish to this one, and a quick shot and he scores. Connor Lynn picked the corner, and it's 4-2 Columbus. 4 straight for the River Dragons. That was a heck of a shot. Put it top cheddar. And Motor City's really going to have to find a way to stop the slide and get one back. The word of February for Motor City's consistency. They play well in spurts. They have to find a way to stop one mistake from compounding into 2 or 3, because when a couple of those happen, and you know what, other teams, the other players are getting paid too. When someone like Connor Lynn picks a corner like that, it compounds, it hurts more than it should. 2-on-1 nearly found the 5th goal for Columbus. Colt had it taken away by Storjahan. To the point, shot, punched away. And Jamison Milam talked about this in the pregame interview, avoiding that second period push, knowing that Columbus came all the way up, straight through. It's about a 13-hour bus ride. You're naturally going to come out a little slower. You see it all the time in the FPHL, especially on long bus trips, where the road team sometimes even takes a whole night to get into the flow of the game. It took Columbus a period. They've scored 4 straight. Gullo drops it off. Stevens trying to put it on net. Oakes had it knocked away. Let's go Rockers chant ring out throughout Big Boy Arena. 2:20 to go in the second period. 4-2. Columbus on top of Motor City. If you can get one back before the horn, at least take some momentum into the locker room. Oakes. Over all 3 lines, no icing, picked up behind his own net, backhanded. Dunford. Excuse me, that is not Dunford, that's Balkwell. Rotundi chase it after to Milam. Squirts out in front, Avery Smith there. Send it to Oakes, it's poked away. Off the thigh of Rotundi. Avery Smith powers into the offensive zone, but it's poked away by the long arm of Nolan Slahetka. Right wing circle, shot punched up and into the protective netting. 1:32 to go in the second period, 4-2. Columbus on top of Motor City. After redo the draw, 91 seconds to go in the second period, but 4 consecutive goals from the River Dragons have flipped this game on its head. Goals from Heinzner, Wickline, Slahotka, and Lind. The Rockers are looking for an answer. Off the draw, Columbus controls it. Wickline had it knocked away. Working out of the zone, Ryder. He had it poked away. McGill Diaz ahead. Matthias Tellstrom couldn't get it much past the blue. Tellstrom. Oh, that hopped right into Sommerfeld's chest. Columbus not letting up. They feel like they can get the knockout blow. Shot goes into the far corner. near side, battle for the puck. Comes out to Ryder, 1-on-2. Ryder gets it in close, shot saved by Bernard. 43 seconds to go in the second period. Drawing the near dot. Gullo, if you can get a clean win, maybe cycle through, steal one before the end of the third. Rivers between the hash marks. Recollects, Gullo, shot, and it's deflected by Underwood. Oh, Gullo had a prime opportunity. Underwood got in the way of Gullo's shot. Rivers takes it back away, the rookie, down the far boards. In close, had it poked away, stout defense from Josh Liu. Gullo looks for Wells, can't control it. 17 seconds left to go in the second period. The puck hops out of the zone. A dozen seconds left for Motor City. Rivers trying to chip it ahead. Back to 7 seconds. And a lead pass for Gullo off the mark. River Dragons will let the time run out. And after 2 periods, the Rockers go from up 2 to down 2. 4-2 Columbus. We'll take a break, recap the second period and more when we return here on the Rockers Media Network.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Back here in the Rockers Media Network. 4-2 Columbus on top of Motor City. It was a game that started off pretty strong for Motor City. Nick McGill-Diaz and Tristan Wells each got a goal. McGill-Diaz in the first period, Wells in the second, but then Columbus in succession. Kyle Heinzner, Cody Wickline, Nolan Slahetka, and Connor Lynn to take it from 2-0 Motor City to 4-2 Columbus. We talked a lot about this in the pregame. We talked about it over the last few broadcasts. Pockets of good from the Rockers, just not enough consistency. Again, consistency, the name of the game for Motor City. They can string 20 minutes together, they can string 30 minutes together, but I don't know if they can, if they haven't been able to. I know they can. They've shown the ability to at times this season. They beat Carolina in Carolina. They've gone to overtime with Binghamton, but right now put themselves in a deficit, down 2 goals as we get ready for the third period. As James and the crew set up for Chuck-a-Puck, we will step aside for the second intermission. 4-2 Columbus on top. We're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's James, your Motor City Rockers in-arena host, back again with another 5 minutes in the box. This time, we're joined by Eli Rivers. Eli, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us.
Yeah, no
How's
problem.
it going, man?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
So, you've been like one of the leading scorers on the team. How are you feeling about the season?
It's been going well. Obviously, been getting a lot of opportunity here. So it's been good for my confidence, kind of to play in a bigger role and you know, be needed on the offensive side of things. So it's been good. Just hoping we can finish out here and find our way into a playoff spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tight towards the end of the season. We still got half the season to go, so still plenty of time to get those points. But let's talk about like your journey through hockey. Like, where did you start from? I don't think, are you local to Michigan?
No, I'm not local. I'm from Vermont.
Vermont? Okay.
Yeah. So I grew up playing. I started when I was like 2 years old. My dad played hockey. My grandpa played hockey. Everyone was involved in hockey.
You come from a long line of hockey players.
Yeah, so the pressure was on. My older brother played as well. So I was in skates as soon as I could. I had a hockey stick in my hand when I was a baby. So
that's crazy. 2 years old. So I have a 2-year-old son. I can't even like grasp the concept of him like trying to ice. I can't even get him to like leave the pantry like when he wants candy. You know, like I don't even know how you could like direct a 2-year-old, you know, to skate and all that stuff. So that's an impressive to come up that you started so young.
Yeah.
Besides hockey, like, so what do you do when you're not on the ice playing hockey?
I just hang out. I got a dog at home.
Okay.
So I hang out with my dog. I'm at the apartment with Trevor, so he's got his dog there.
Okay.
So we got a
You got
nice
the dog bonding there.
Yeah.
What kind of dog?
It's a pit bull as well.
Pit bull? Nice.
Yeah.
I have a pit bull as well. So
Yeah.
The most cuddly creatures you could ever
The best. And
encounter.
they're like Velcro.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your dog's name?
Bo.
Bo?
Yeah.
Very nice. I like that. That's
Yeah.
a great name for a dog. Do you do anything? Like, do you play video games? Do you watch pro wrestling? Like
No pro wrestling.
Oh, you watch no pro wrestling?
No pro wrestling, but
Don't judge.
I don't. No, I don't. But I watch a lot of hockey.
Okay.
I do play video games, but not religiously.
What team do you root for? You know,
I'm a Canadiens fan, so
Canadiens? Okay.
Vermont's kind of split 50-50. There's a lot of Bruins fans there, being in New England.
Yeah.
But we get access to CBC, so you get Hockey Night in Canada and Vermont. So I grew up watching Don Cherry.
Don Cherry with the crazy ties?
Oh, yeah. So my dad was a Canadiens fan, so he just put it on me. So I'm New England everything. I'm a Pats fan,
Okay.
Celtics, Red Sox, but when it comes to hockey, I'm a Canadiens fan. So
okay, that's very cool. That's very cool. So gaming, what kind of games do you play when you are playing?
Mostly sports games, a lot of chow, yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of hockey.
You live it, like you breathe it, you play it, like you're always like hockey 24/7.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very cool. You into any kind of crazy foods?
No, but I do like to cook. When I was in college, I realized I had to stop just heating stuff up in the microwave and learn how to...
That's the best stuff though. Like the cheap stuff that's all just preservatives and chemicals. I'm a chemical food guy. Like I love fast foods and like.
Trust me, I get my red 40 in me. Don't worry.
Okay. So what's your favorite dish to cook?
I love steak. Steak's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do a little
ketchup, right?
No ketchup. No. Do a little compound butter on there and. Little steak and rice, that's the best.
Oh, fantastic. Get the protein, you get the carbs, so that's probably helps you out on the ice as well.
Absolutely.
So if you weren't playing hockey, what do you think your career would end up?
I was actually kind of debating playing or not this year. I just finished up my degree last year, and I had a lot of opportunity this year to coach some hockey.
Okay.
And kind of last minute, I decided I wanted to get out there and play one more year at least. So I started in Columbus this year. I'm not sure if you know that. And then I ended up coming here. But honestly, if I wasn't playing, I'd probably be coaching.
Coaching? So you still got hockey. Hockey's your DNA. Like you said earlier, you come from the long line of hockey players. So thank you so much for taking the time to sit and chat with me in the 5 minutes in the box. Anybody you want to say hi to? Anything that you want to add?
Say hi to my brother because I know he's watching. He was begging me to do one of these. So.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Cam, your wishes have finally come true. So that's it for this edition of 5 Minutes in the Box with Eli Rivers, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on!
Picked up in front, shot, scores! SummerSlam now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, I'll do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always hitting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's James, your Motor City Rockers in-arena host, back again with another 5 minutes in the box. This time, we're joined by Eli Rivers. Eli, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us.
Yeah, no
How's
problem.
it going, man?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
So, you've been like one of the leading scorers on the team. How are you feeling about the season?
It's been going well. Obviously, been getting a lot of opportunity here. So it's been good for my confidence, kind of to play in a bigger role and you know, be needed on the offensive side of things. So it's been good. Just hoping we can finish out here and find our way into a playoff spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tight towards the end of the season. We still got half the season to go, so still plenty of time to get those points. But let's talk about like your journey through hockey. Like, where did you start from? I don't think, are you local to Michigan?
No, I'm not local. I'm from Vermont.
Vermont? Okay.
Yeah. So I grew up playing. I started when I was like 2 years old. My dad played hockey. My grandpa played hockey. Everyone was involved in hockey.
You come from a long line of hockey players.
Yeah, so the pressure was on. My older brother played as well. So I was in skates as soon as I could. I had a hockey stick in my hand when I was a baby. So
that's crazy. 2 years old. So I have a 2-year-old son. I can't even like grasp the concept of him like trying to ice. I can't even get him to like leave the pantry like when he wants candy. You like I don't even know how you could like direct a 2-year-old, you know, to skate and all that stuff. So that's an impressive to come up that you started so young.
Yeah.
Besides hockey, like, so what do you do when you're not on the ice playing hockey?
I just hang out. I got a dog at home.
Okay.
So I hang out with my dog. I'm at the apartment with Trevor, so he's got his dog there.
Okay.
So we got
You got
nice.
the dog bonding there.
Yeah.
What kind of dog?
It's a pit bull as well.
Pit bull? Nice.
Yeah.
I have a pit bull as well. So
Yeah.
The most cuddly creatures you could ever
The best, man.
encounter.
They're like Velcro.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your dog's name?
Bo.
Bo?
Yeah.
Very nice. I like that. That's
Yeah.
a great name for a dog. Do you do anything? Like, do you play video games? Do you watch pro wrestling? Like
No pro wrestling.
Oh, you watch no pro wrestling?
No pro wrestling, but
don't judge.
I don't. No, I don't. But I watch a lot of hockey.
Okay.
I do play video games, but not religiously.
What team do you root for? You know,
I'm a Canadiens fan, so
Okay.
Vermont's kind of split 50-50. There's a lot of Bruins fans there, being in New England.
Yeah.
But we get access to CBC, so you get Hockey Night in Canada and Vermont. So I grew up watching Don Cherry.
Don Cherry with the crazy ties.
Oh yeah. So my dad was a Canadiens fan, so he just put it on me. So I'm New England everything. I'm a Pats fan,
Okay.
Celtics, Red Sox, but when it comes to hockey, I'm a Canadiens fan. So
okay, that's very cool. That's very cool. So gaming, what kind of games do you play when you are playing?
mostly sports games, a lot of chow, yeah. So a lot of hockey.
You live it, like you breathe it, you play it, like you're always like hockey 24/7.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very cool. You into any kind of crazy foods?
No, but I do like to cook. When I was in college, I realized I had to stop just heating stuff up in the microwave and learn how to.
That's the best stuff though. Like the cheap stuff that's all just preservatives and chemicals. I'm a chemical food guy. Like I love fast foods and like.
I trust me. I get my red 40 in me. Don't worry.
Okay. So what's your favorite dish to cook?
I love steak. Steak's my favorite. Yeah. So I do a little
ketchup, right?
No ketchup. No. Do a little compound butter on there and. Little steak and rice, that's the best.
Oh, fantastic. Get the protein, you get the carbs, so that's probably helps you out on the ice as well.
Absolutely.
So if you weren't playing hockey, what do you think your career would end up?
I was actually kind of debating playing or not this year. I just finished up my degree last year, and I had a lot of opportunity this year to coach some hockey.
Okay.
And kind of last minute, I decided I wanted to get out there and play one more year at least. So I started in Columbus this year. I'm not sure if you know that, and then I ended up coming here. But honestly, if I wasn't playing, I'd probably be coaching.
So you still got hockey. Hockey's
Yeah.
the DNA. Like you said earlier, you come with a long line of hockey players. So Eli, thank you so much for taking the time to sit and chat with me in the 5 minutes in the box. Anybody you want to say hi to? Anything that you want to add?
I'll say hi to my brother because I know he's watching. He's begging me to do one of these. So.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Cam, your wishes have finally come true. So that's it for this edition of 5 Minutes in the Box with Eli Rivers, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Picked up in front, shot, scores! Number one, now shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line brawl! FPHL, full line brawl! Hell yeah!
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always painting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, fans, we want to remind you that upcoming games for the Rockers, there is the rescheduled game with the Watertown Wolves from way back earlier in the season. Sunday, March 9th, the Rockers will finish off a 3-3 here at home, a 6 p.m. drop against the Watertown Wolves. That's coming up next week. Tomorrow, Shamrock the House, benefiting the Ronald McDonald House Detroit tomorrow, March 1st against these River Dragons. There is the 4 for 44 package. If you're thinking about coming down, you get 4 general admission tickets to the game, a coupon for 4 free medium fries with the perch of a Shamrock Shake, and a $12 donation to the Ronald McDonald House Detroit. Hope to see you out there, and we hope that the Rockers here in the third period can find a way to get this deficit erased. They trail 4-2. They scored the first 2, they gave up the last 4. 4-2 Columbus on top of Motor City. As we get ready for the third period, brought to you by RJ's Construction Services. You can head to RJ's Construction Services on Facebook or give them a call at 248-974-2640 for all things construction services. RJ's Construction Services, a proud partner of the Motor City Rockers. Brady Beaton with you here in Big Boy Arena. Polish American Heritage Night. And it's brought to you by the American Polish Century Club and the Polish Century Club of Utica. Got a minute until we get ready for the third period. Now, the bad news is, if you're a pessimist, Rockers have not fared this well when they've fared well when they trail after 2 periods. God, if I could get the words out. I do get paid for words. After 2 periods, the Rockers are trailing. They're just 2-22 on the season. hoping to find that third comeback victory. Rockers have, at times, played well enough. It's just, again, the story during this losing streak is through the peaks and valleys. The valleys have lasted too long and have been too low. There have been peaks, and over the last little bit, there's been more of them, but there's short spurts that put them in a hole, and they played pretty well outside of it. It's just, again, the downs are too much down. 4-2 River Dragons as we get ready to start the third period, brought to you by RJ's Construction Services. Off the draw, and Columbus wins it in their own end. Bulkwell. Slap shot into the chest of Sommerfeld. He makes the save. Shots now 35-16 in favor of the River Dragons. Jamea to draw against Gullo. Back to the far point. Flahetka. Excuse me, that's Wickline. Shot gets deflected. Back behind the net for Heitzner. Poked away, and Miguel Diaz, he got the scoring started all the way back in the first. Would like to find a way to get on the attack. Try to get one back and make this third period very interesting. Trying to give a nice crowd here at Big Boy Arena something to cheer about. Miguel Diaz to the near side. He was looking for Rivers. He fell in neutral ice. Wickline jumping on the boards, trying to knock the puck down. Bulkwell couldn't settle it. He'll chase after it. Rockers make the change. Rivers takes his time. He looks back. Corrigan couldn't control it. In the near corner. At the half wall, Matthias Telstra. He battles for it. It slides to the stick of Jamea for Columbus. Off the boards, center ice. Colton slapped at it. Ryder in his own end. Keeps it on the tape up to Telstra. Power forward, ahead to Ryder. He had it for a moment, rubbed off the puck. Blaisdell keeps it in the zone. Down low, Ryder, shot saved by Bernard. Ryder knew he had a chance to get one back. Minute 31 into the third period. Rockers chasing two. Off the draw, Blaisdell comes up, puck hops up, oh, nearly catches a fan. They're heading up, they'll get a souvenir. Another draw in the River Dragon end. McDonald squares off against Ryder. Tie up. Sliding to the far boards. Corrigan chasing after it. Puck lifted, doesn't go too far. Captain Blaisdell shot. Kicked aside by Bernard. Rink wide feed. The sauce pass had too much steam on it. Blaisdell to the near side Ryder. Deflected. Colton comes down, sends on net, sticked up, sitting between the hash marks. Tellstrom shot, rebound comes out to Moore. A short flurry from the Rockers comes up empty. It's Columbus looking to add a fifth goal, which going up 3 in the third, that could be the knockout blow. Rockers quickly get it out of the zone. Joshua Liu, the only one racing after it, picks it up. On the breakout, Lou gets it back. Two-line feed off the mark. Kick to Avery Smith. The Indiana Tech product goes down to the ice. Into the offensive zone, Stevens couldn't keep it along the board. And despite the best efforts of Kapatayev, River Dragons on the attack. Shot broken up. Far corner. Left behind, back to the blue line and to neutral ice. Rotundi behind his own net, 3 minutes into this third period. 4-2 Columbus. Puck given right back to the teal jerseys. Flahetka. Short feed ahead. Broken up by Milam. The coach puts it back into the offensive zone. Back to the near side, Balkwill. On net, easily sticked away by Sommerfeld. Over to Milam. Kept in the zone. Broken up by Rotundi. Near side boards. Neither side really controlling the pace of play right now. Didn't have a ton of penalties in that middle period. Rockers can find a way to go on the man advantage. Maybe that's the spark they could use. Gullo was looking for Cavataia that found his stick, but it hopped away in a hurry. Savaro up to the left side, drop left wing circle, shot save, rebound, pushed away, still loose behind the net into the corner. Wickline at center ice. Take it over the blue line. Puck slides to the far dot. Kept in. River Dragons on the outside of the Rockers zone. Shot hits hard off the end glass. Out of the Rockers zone for the moment. It's dumped back in. River Dragons will go to the bench. They'll get some fresh legs out. Rockers reciprocate with a change of their own. Miguel Diaz to the far side, Wells sends ahead Corrigan on the outstretched backhand. Behind the net, Chris Corrigan. Bottom of the right wing circle. Surveys the scene. It's broken up by Lou. Corrigan couldn't keep it in the zone, and the River Dragons quickly go back on the attack, but an offsides call with 14:51 to go in the third gives us a whistle. Again, that offsides brought to you by Great Clips, the official haircut of your Motor City Rockers. 14:51 to go in the third. 4-2 Rockers on Rockers Trail. You're watching the Rockers Media Network.
Up in front, shot, scores! Summerfeld now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
I'll say, back here on the Rockers Media Network, take a look at the Empire Division standings coming into tonight. Binghamton has clinched the playoffs. They have been remarkable here tonight. The Rockers sitting in the final playoff spot, or the final play-in spot. Top three make the postseason, when 4 and 5 will play a one-game play-in to determine who gets the 4 seed. Right now, that would be a matchup against Port Huron at McMorran Arena. 14:51 to go in the third period. 4-2, Columbus on top of Motor City. Rockers led 2-0. They've surrendered the last 4 goals. Lou tripped over the blue line. Ryder with speed, drops it off right side. Tellstrom shot saved by Bernard, and we'll get a whistle. On the right wing circle, Corrigan, Tellstrom, Ryder, Colton, Blaisdell trying to bring this to a 1-goal game for Motor City. Draw against McDonald. Goes to the corner. Off the glass, Colton tried to hacky sack it in. He did, but it's picked up by McDonald. To the tape of Moore. Slides ahead. Shot to the corner. Tellstrom keeps it behind the end line. Colton pitting McDonald to the boards, and Matthias Tellstrom comes away with it. To the captain, Josh Colton. Rink wide pass to Ryder into the offensive zone. Ryder was poked ahead and quickly to neutralize. 2-on-1 if they hurry. One-timer saved and frozen by Sommerfeld. .14:01 to go in the third period. 4-2 Columbus. Off the draw, the stick of the Columbus captain, Kirk Underwood, snapped in two. He had to go pick up a new piece of lumber. Georgian shot deflected into the corner. Oaks pushes the head near side. Kabatayev got in front of it. He couldn't beat Slahetka to the puck. Forces it back behind his own netminder, Bernard. Smith pressuring. Kabatayev collects the puck. Backhands it in. Rockers trying to find some possession in the offensive zone. Have not had a lot of sustained time on attack. Underwood way behind the net. Georgian. Back skates, left wing circle. Milam went down to block the pass. Eventually got through, but was slapped out by Cody Oaks. Jemayev behind his own net. A couple of different Rockers come up and some friendly fire. Rivers and Wells collided. Errant pass. And an icing called in an offensive zone draw for Motor City. 12:46 to go in the third. 4-2. Rockers trail. If you find one here soon, it changes the tenor and the dynamic of the game. But Sammy Bernard has not been tested too often in the back half of this contest. Quick shot and an easy save by Bernard. Made it look routine because it was. Gullo to draw against Jemayev. Back in the corner, Hugh Anderson rubbed off the puck by the big body of Wells. Gullo comes up to try to keep it in the zone. Rivers backhands it at the Wells' skates, but off the glass. Anderson, it hops over the outstretched arm of MacDiver, but an icing called and it'll come back. River Dragons won't get a change. .12:27 to go here in the third period. 4-2 Columbus on top. Rockers lost 6 in a row coming into this one. Trying to find a way to regain the lead. The same lead they gave up. They were up 2-0, now down 4-2. Miguel Diaz walks it up between the circles. Shot, saved, rebound to the far corner, and Rivers trying to shake the defender, Doherty. Excuse me, that was Anderson. Miguel Diaz out in front. It was deflected just wide of the near post. Nice sequence for the Rockers. Trying to go back on the attack. Rivers drops for Wells. Slap shot into the belly of Bernard, and he will cover up. 11:59 to go in the third period. Not a half bad shift from the Rockers. They'll send 5 new bodies out on the ice. Corgan, Ryder, Tellstrom, Colton, and Blaisdell. McDonald, Lou, Moore alongside Hunter, and I believe that is Dunford. Let's go Rockers chance, ring out through Big Boy Arena. Almost trying to will that goal to bring it within 1. Colton battling along the boards. Slides out McDonald, ahead for Moore. Back to McDonald, and everyone overskated it. It was sitting stoic in the zone behind the net. Pass off the mark, it'll roll on its side. Bernard forced to stop it. Lou behind the net. To Moore. He'll skate over all three lines. Blaisdell breaks it up, one touch from Colton to the near side. Lead feed looking for Tellstrom. Couldn't find it. Iced and will go back down to the Motor City end. Shots in the third period. Right now, 7-4 in favor of Motor City, so they have carried the play a bit more than their opponents in Columbus. However, with a 2-goal lead, the River Dragons have the luxury of playing a bit more passive. They don't need to push the pace at all. Off the draw to Balkwill. Barely kept it in the blue line. Samaro, the right side. Storjahan returns. Shot! Rebound to Blaisdell. Another save for Bryn Sommerfeld. Just barely onside. Slahetka. Left back to Storjahan. Returns to Slahetka and then Storjahan. Balkwill. D-to-D pass. Keeps it near the point. Balkwill. Pressured. Bank pass. Shot! And it hops up. Still in play. Smith. Oh, out in front to Milam. Sommerfeld lost his stick. Looking for Oates. Trying to settle the puck down. Right wing circle. Shot saved. It goes into the crowd. Oh, look out. That one had some steam behind it. And a memento for tonight's game. 10:31 to go in the third period, 4-2. Columbus leads Motor City Rockers, trying to break a 6-game skid. Looked promising through the first 25 minutes. They had a 2-0 lead. They've been carrying play. They've been around the net. Off the end boards, Jemayev. Cut off by Stevens. Stevens backhands it right to Connor Lind. He has the latest one for Columbus. He'll stand behind his netminder Bernard to the far side. Sent in deep and an icing call. The draw will come back to the Columbus end. No one scored here in the third. Rockers have had more opportunities. On the far dot, Smith. He'll square off against Jemayev. Clean win back to Milam. Slap shot from the point, goes wide, hits off the glass. Oakes racing forward on the near side boards. Cody Oakes, netted. Oh, it hit that helmet of one of the River Dragons. Cross crease pass. Milam couldn't get a finger on it. Or a stick on it, rather. And the River Dragons bring it out to neutral ice and some safety. Rockers trying to cause chaos out in front of the net. Feels like the process right now is pretty solid. Shot save from Sommerfeld. Second effort from Doherty. Couldn't knock it out of the air. Lind ahead to Jemayev. Lind at the point. On the far wall. Lind behind the net. Hits off the skate of Wells. The Colorado native couldn't keep it. Out in front, backhand, rebound poked away. Wells skates it out of the zone. He'll gently guide it behind the net. Bernard backhands it to the near side for Samaro. Rockers trying to force the issue they have to down a pair of goals. McDonald on the attack. Slides in front of Sommerfeld. Diver ahead to Wells. His hip couldn't knock the puck down. Diver back in the far corner. Banks to McGill Diaz. He has one tonight. Why not find a second? No time like the present. Gullo. Offensive zone shot into the glove of Bernard. And with 8:38 left to go in the third, it's still a 4-2 Columbus lead. We'll step aside. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
.38 left to go here at Big Boy Arena, 4-2 Columbus. Let's see what's going on around the Fed. Binghamton up 9-0 over Dashers Hockey. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I don't want to lie to you guys. Athens and Monroe tied at 3. That one's in overtime. Carolina and Watertown tied at 1. Blue Ridge with a 1-goal edge over Hockey Club Benham. And Danbury has the 2-1 lead over Port Huron. Rockers have played a pretty solid third, and this is what I've been talking about over the last little bit about consistency. That second period, shots in the first period, 13-10 in favor of Columbus. Shots in the third, 9-6 in favor of Fraser. So those two periods, even shots. The second period, shots were 21-6. And it's the ebbs and the valleys of the game that put the Rockers so far behind the 8 ball that they have to use so much effort to come back. If they stop the bleeding a bit in that second period, you're really liking their chances right now. They have to find a way to find 2 goals. Diver in his own end. Pushes for Miguel Diaz. He had it poked away. Gullo racing forward along the half wall. Rivers ahead, but Tellstrom had it cut off by the stick of Joshua Liu. 8:07 to go, third period, 4-2. Columbus on top of Motor City. Diver beats McDonald to it, banks it into the River Dragons' end. Slahetka into neutral ice, finds McDonald, leaves it back. Samaro a bit too strong with it. He was fighting the puck. Ahead, Ryder would have had a breakaway. Instead, Bernard covers it up with 7:38 to go. Opportunities abundant here in the third. Someone from the Rockers just waiting for them to grab the bull by the horns. Or I should say the dragon by the horns, and at least make this a 1-goal game. And then you have the River Dragon fans and the bench starting to worry a little more. But you got to find 1 before you get 2. Tie up off the draw. Ryder couldn't dig it out. Comes to the near boards. Ryder puts on the brakes. Battling with 2 River Dragons. Blaisdell comes up. Can't keep it in the zone, and the River Dragons on the attack. Horseshoes it around the boards. Comes all the way back to the red line. Storjahan backhands it in deep. Blaisdell glides after it. Tellstrom can't get it over the blue line. Right side, Samaro across, shot, scores! 5-2 Columbus. Tic-tac-toe, and it's a 3-goal game. Take another look. And a pass that went by 3 purple sweaters, no one could get a piece of it. And despite the best efforts of Bryn Sommerfeld, couldn't keep it out of the back of the net. Now, down by a trio of goals, the Rockers, well, it would be a pretty memorable comeback. No icing despite the pleas of Bernard. Shot, Oaks, rebound, and Kabatayev couldn't quite get to the puck. Jemayev, right wing circle, taken away by Milam. The coach to Oaks. Couldn't settle the puck down, pass had a little too much steam on it. 6:30 to go in the third period, 5-2. Columbus leads. Lynn to the far side. Heitzner. Poked away into the corner, Rotundi. Left for Smith, diagonal pass cut off by the backhand of Hugh Anderson. Back to Cody Oakes. He can't work by Lind. Five unanswered for Columbus. Save and a freeze from Sommerfeld. .5:57 to go in the third. 5-2. Motor City leads, or Motor City trails Columbus. They had a 2-0 lead. Linesman taking his time to drop the puck. Had some sticky fingers all night. Shot deflected. Picked up by Hunter. On the near side boards. Guided ahead. Rivers has it on the backhand. Tried to center it to Wells. He'll chase it in the corner. Diver. His pass broken up. Miguel Diaz cuts off Hunter. Looking for McDonald. He couldn't hacky sack it over. And a delayed call coming up against Motor City. 6-on-5 until the Rockers can touch it. .509 to go in the third, and the Rockers are going back on the penalty kill, brought to you by Polish American Federal Credit Union. Nick Miguel Diaz to the box for two. So with 5:09 to go, Rockers would need 3 goals, and well, 2 of the final 5:09 is going to come down a man. Around the zone, Heitzner shot blocked. Reiter chips it ahead. Rockers are going to have to be aggressive down a man if they want any hope of coming back in this one and at least have a hope of getting a point. Lind, near side. He takes himself into the boards. Puck cleared down the ice. 40 seconds into the penalty kill, brought to you by the Polish American Federal Credit Union. McDonald hits the post. Wickline, I don't know if he got a piece of it. He was out in front of the net, at least screening Sommerfeld. Gullo guides it to the stick. 2-on-0 to Rivers. He makes the move, scores! Eli Rivers brings the Rockers within 2, down a man. And the Rockers have a little bit of life. Let's take another look. It was an absolute beauty of a move. Gullo got it started. And Rivers showing off the fancy footwork, the nice hands. And the shorthanded goal for Eli Rivers. That's his 18th of the year. Leads the Rockers, and it's 5-3 with 4 minutes to go. See if the Rockers can try to get another one. McDonald whiffed on it. Someone's stick broke, that's Rivers. The stick's dying, wishes to score a goal, and the answer from Columbus, Kyle Moore. And any momentum for Motor City was short-lived. Sommerfeld lost the blade off his skate. So not that a Rockers comeback was imminent, but a little bit of rotten luck for Sommerfeld as his blade pops off. And the Rockers find themselves down 3. And I think Sommerfeld is just going to come off the ice, trying to fix the skate. We might see Trevor Babbitt. 3:42 to go in the third, 6-3. And it looks like the Rockers' losing streak will extend to 7 games. Looks like Sommerfeld's going to try to get that skate fixed. Again, Rockers fans, tomorrow night we will be back here at Big Boy Arena, 7 o'clock puck drop between these two sides. Rockers scored the first 2, they just gave up the next 5. So waiting for the game to resume, waiting for Sommerfeld. Nope, Trevor Babin will go into the net. So we'll see Babin for the final 3:42 of the third. (6-3) Columbus, this one all but decided. So Babin in the crease, and we're ready to resume this one. Final 3:30 of this one. Puck in deep, goes behind Babin. Rotundi picks it up. Trying to get it along the near side boards. Battle for it. Stevens in the offensive zone. Puck hops across to the far side. Out in front, shot saved by Babin. Tough look coming off the bench cold. And he makes the first save he's asked to. Milam into the zone. In the far corner, Oakes at the blue line, shot deflected. 2:53 to go, Rotundi can't get it to the net. Across to Avery Smith. Along the end boards, shoots out. And the River Dragons on the attack. Hunter to the middle for Lou. Drops to Hunter, broken up from behind by Cody Oakes. Nice job on the back check from number 19. Gullo, all by his lonesome. He had it poked away. Stout defense from Summerow. Gullo drops back for Rivers. Shot, Miguel Diaz. Wells tried to tip it by Bernard. Unable to do so. 2:09 left to go in the third. 6-3. Columbus on top. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, I'll do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. I'm currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Satiric Georges here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Back here, Big Boy Arena. I wish I had better news for you Rockers fans, but Columbus leads it 6-3. And in all likelihood, the Rockers will have to pick themselves up by their bootstraps and try to get a split tomorrow night. Rivers, Wells, and Miguel Diaz, the 3 goal scorers for Motor City. But the Rockers have just given up too many. Last time they gave up less than 5 in a game. You have to go back to their last win. That was February 1st. Since then, they gave up 6 to Blue Ridge, 7 to Blue Ridge, 8 and 6 to Watertown, 5 and 7 to Binghamton, and now 6 tonight to Columbus. Trevor Babin in net. He replaced the starter, Bryn Sommerfeld, who was taken out because his skate blade broke on the 6th goal. Doherty has a look. Backhand save. Delayed call coming up against Motor City. So a little insult to injury with the delayed call. Bernard just realized it. Anderson back to the point. Under 1:10 to go. Diver will touch. And we go back on the penalty kill, brought to you tonight by the Polish American Federal Credit Union. Miguel Diaz back to the box. And Columbus have an opportunity to add a 7th goal. Their last one came on the power play. They're going to give a double minor to Miguel Diaz. Not that it really makes a difference here. See if he got 2 different minors or if he got a double minor for... I didn't see the call. Let's... So it was 2 separate penalties. So we had 2 for slashing, 2 for unsportsmanlike. Final minute of this one, and all is academic here at Big Boy Arena. Colton across the Smith, shot saved behind the net. River Dragons bring it out of their zone. Final 30 seconds. Moore near side, knocked away. Colton and Rivers looking for number 2. He had it poked away. Backhand feed, no one home. 10 seconds left. And in their first matchup this season, the Columbus River Dragons make a 2-goal deficit history and take a 6-3 win as the Rockers drop their 7th straight. Columbus wins it 6-3. We'll take a break, recap the game and more when we return here on the Rockers Media Network.
Up in front, shot, scores! Summerfly now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
6-3, Columbus tops your Motor City Rockers. Real quick, we'll recap the scoring. It started off on a high note. After a period, it was 1-0 Motor City. Nick McGill-Diaz from Mac Diver, his first game in a Rockers uniform, made it 1-0 Motor City. And then Tristan Wells from Avery Smith brought it to 2-0, and that's when the good times ended. 5 unanswered goals, 4 of which came in the second period. In sequential order, Kyle Heitzner from Jemaeth and Dunford, Cody Wickline from Slahetka and Storjahan, Nolan Slahetka from Samaro, Connor Lynn from Anderson and Storjahan, and then in the third period, it was Kirk Underwood from Samaro and Slahetka. Feels like a broken record saying the same name a few different times. Eli Rivers would get one back shorthanded, but 20 seconds later, the River Dragons answered on the power play with Kyle Moore from McDonald and Orion Hunter. 6-3 your final here at Big Boy Arena here on Polish American Heritage Night. Again, brought to you by the American Polish Century Club and the Polish Century Club of Utica. Want to thank everyone that came out tonight, the 1,300 plus that made it to Big Boy Arena for this matchup. Thank you to the crew at Park Avenue Productions, Christian, our producer and director, our cameraman Tyreek, and on graphics tape. Good luck for him as he heads to Chicago for his junior playoff series against the Chicago Cougars. He's with the Motor City Gamblers. We wish good luck to him, and he's done an excellent job all season long. We got one more final time, your final score, Columbus 6, Motor City 3. I've been Brady Beaton, the voice of Motor City Rocker Hockey. Thank you so much. Have a safe and wonderful night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.